Okay, I'm going to try this again. I'm getting a little upset, okay, because it cut us off twice now. So let's see if we do this. All right, so this is something that we would have done for homework this week with Easter coming up. So what you need to do is get like a little plastic egg if you have one, or ask your mom and dad if you have a little plastic egg. You're going to put something in it, and then you're going to give us clues about what's in that egg. Okay, so if you would put like a penny in your egg, you would say clue number 1. It is money. Okay, clue number 2, it is copper brown. Clue number 3, it has Abraham Lincoln on it, right? And that's what you could do. So see if you can get an egg, right? A plastic egg from your mom or dad.
If you do a...
If you do what?
If you do this.
What is it? We can't see that from way over there.
This.
Oh yeah, if you do a nickel, right, you could do anything. It doesn't have to be that. It could even be like Jackson could put one of his little baby cows in there. You could say it's an animal. It lives on a farm.
Do this.
Okay, that ain't gonna fit in an egg.
Maybe
Okay,
if it's
so
a big one.
I will send this to your mom and dad. Okay, you guys can see if you can try to do that. That'd be pretty cool. Okay, and then send me your clues.
I could put this in an
Okay,
egg.
Jackson, quit. Okay, all right. So next thing we're gonna do is we are going to read a book. Okay, today's book is called The Easter Egg Farm. Okay, and this is one of my favorite books that we do. Okay, The Easter Egg Farm. All right, so look at that. Okay. All right. Said Pauline lived in Mrs. Pennyworth's hen house with 4 other hens. Each day, Mrs. Pennyworth collected the eggs. "Only 4 eggs again today," she asked. "Someone isn't doing her job. Are we all trying?" The hens clucked. "Well, try harder. I want 5 eggs tomorrow. Concentrate." Pauline was embarrassed. She was the one not laying an egg. Every time she tried, the other hens squabbled. Pauline couldn't concentrate in all the confusion. "Pauline is lazy," one hen clucked. "I'm not lazy," Pauline said. "I'm just different." She turned her back on the others and concentrated very hard. Finally, a wonderful thing happened. Pauline stepped back to look at her egg nest. It wasn't like the other eggs, but Pauline thought it was beautiful. "Get a load of this," another hen cackled. "Pauline just laid the world's ugliest egg." "It's not ugly," Pauline said. "It's just different." But Pauline began to feel ashamed of her egg. She nudged it under the straw with her beak. The harder Pauline tried to lay a normal egg, the stranger her eggs got. She hid each one of them, but not before the other hens had seen them and made fun of her. Okay, so up here she made one that looked like straw, and one that made look like whatever that is, and then looks like wood. And it even looks like the feed bag down here. When Pauline couldn't stand the teasing any longer, she made herself a nest outside. She stared at the sky, concentrating very hard. This time her egg came out blue with clouds. But before Pauline could hide the egg, someone saw it. Mrs. Pennyworth. "Pauline, what a lovely egg," she said, holding it up in the sunshine. "This is too unusual to crack open for my breakfast. I'll put it on my windowsill where everybody will enjoy it." The next day, Pauline laid an egg that was even more unusual. Mrs. Pennyworth was delighted. "Can you make more eggs like this?" Then Mrs. Pennyworth noticed a ladybug on the blade of grass right in front of Pauline. "Hey, I get it. The egg comes out looking like whatever you see, right?" Pauline blinked. She wasn't quite sure how it worked herself. "This is fantastic," Mrs. Pennyworth said. "Come into the house with me. We'll see what kinds of eggs you can lay there."
Not enough?
Pauline loved being inside. There were lots of pretty things to look at. In her new surroundings, Pauline became quite creative. Her unusual eggs lined the windowsills of Mrs. Pennyworth's house. Look at all those eggs right there. One day a lady appeared at the window. "Are these lovely eggs for sale? I need one for every child in town. They're for the annual Easter egg hunt." "No problem. We can lay that many eggs, can't we, Pauline?" "We?" thought Pauline. She never seen Mrs. Pennyworth lay any egg. She knew it was up to her. Laying eggs for the Easter egg hunt would be an honor. She clucked happily. "Come back for your eggs the night before Easter," said Mrs. Pennyworth. Pauline was excited. She started laying 2 eggs a day, then 3, then 4. Mrs. Pennyworth began taking Pauline on field trips for inspiration. The first week they went to the art museum. The second week they went to the ballet. Pauline was so thrilled by the music and dancing, she laid more eggs than ever when they got home. Finally, it was the day before Easter. The egg lady would be there tonight, Mrs. Pennyworth said. "I'd better start packing up the eggs." She lifted an egg from the windowsill. "Uh-oh, there's a crack in its shell." Mrs. Pennyworth ran to another window. "Pauline, some of the eggs are hatching. We shouldn't have left them in the sunshine." Soon baby chicks were popping out all over the sunny side of the house. "Stay in there," Mrs. Pennyworth shouted at the unhatched chicks. "You're ruining the eggs." But the chicks didn't listen. They just kept hatching and hatching. Mrs. Pennyworth took the broken shells to the table and frantically tried to glue them together. "It's no use. I was never good at craft projects." Just then there was a knock at the door. "Yoo-hoo!" called the egg lady. "I'm here for the Easter eggs." "Do I have a deal for you?" cried Mrs. Pennyworth. "How would you like Easter chicks instead of eggs?" "Terrific," said the egg lady, as bright colored chicks scurried around her. "Easter chicks are even better than Easter eggs." Mrs. Pennyworth helped the egg lady gather the chicks, but as fast as they were popped into the basket, the chicks jumped out again. Mrs. Pennyworth heard a clucking noise and looked up. Pauline was fluffed up twice her normal size. She spread her wings out like an umbrella, protecting the chicks who raced toward her. "Oh, Pauline," said Mrs. Pennyworth, "of course we can't give away your chicks. They're your babies." "But what about the Easter egg hunt?" said the egg lady. "The eggs on the shady side of the house didn't hatch," said Mrs. Pennyworth. "You can take those." Pauline kept all of her babies. She loved being a mother. Every day she took her chicks for a walk, showing them the beautiful things around the farm. The chicks' grown-up feathers started to come in. "These chicks sure are different," said Mrs. Pennyworth. Pauline clucked proudly. So look at the egg.
That's funny.
And then see the chick. And then it started to get feathers. And then more feathers. And look, it turned into what the egg looked like, didn't it?
Yeah. It's an egg chicken.
Yeah.
It's a chicken egg.
Soon, Pauline's daughters were laying their own eggs. They took turns in the nest box, laying eggs of every color and design. Children from miles around came to see the unusual eggs and chickens. Mrs. Pennyworth's farm became known as the Easter Egg Farm.
Easter farm. The Easter farm.
The Easter Egg Farm.
I tried the Easter.
Pauline still lives on the Easter Egg Farm, but she doesn't lay as many eggs as she used to. Now, whenever she feels an egg coming on, Pauline closes her eyes. She doesn't concentrate on anything. Then she lays a perfectly ordinary, plain white egg, just to be different. And that's pretty funny, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, there's going to be a white chick.
All right. So let's remember that the title of this is called The Easter Egg Farm. Okay. It is written and illustrated. So the author and the illustrator is the same person. And that's Mary Jane Och. Okay. And if we think of some characters, right? We have Pauline and Mrs. Pennyworth. right?
And the chicken lady.
And the Easter egg lady, right? The old lady that came to get the Easter
the
eggs.
other chicken.
And the other chickens, yep. And then what would be the setting? Where did this story take place? At a farm?
At a farm.
Yeah, at a farm, right? All right, very good. Okay.
Called.
All right. I think
I don't know what it means.
we did about everything that we were going to do today. Okay? Was there anything else that we had written down, Jackson,
Nope.
that we were going to do?
I not written down
No?
anything.
All right, so hopefully tonight we don't forget to read Junie B. Jones, okay? And we'll send that video out to you.
Just keep saying it every hour then.
Yeah. Okay? Ooh, I do have your daily challenge. 2 things. First,
Oh yeah.
okay?
I'm gonna pick
Let's see if you can write